So the upcoming mid-range Nothing Phone 3A, my favorite phone, has made an appearance on GeekBench. Pretty interesting, and let's get into it. Now, this new Nothing Phone 3A confirmed to have the Snapdragon 7S Gen 3. So recent leaks have revealed the European pricing. We're not really going to get into that at the moment because we expect it to basically stay the same, around in the same ballpark, possibly $350 at launch and for the 3A, and then possibly $400 at launch for the 3A Pro. But from these GeekBench listings, we now confirm the RAM capacity, although there is a minor asterisk, so to speak, that we can put on one of them. The Nothing Phone 3A, codenamed Nothing A059, was tested with only 8 gigs of RAM. Now, don't freak out just yet. A 12 gig RAM variant is also expected at launch. Now, it achieved scores. This is the Nothing Phone 3A with the 8 gig of RAM variant. Achieved scores of almost 1200 for a single core and 3300 for multi-core, respectively. Now, getting into the 3A Pro, 3A Plus, I don't know what the hell they're going to call it, one of them, Nothing Phone 3A Plus, codename Nothing A059P, increased variant of the 12 gigabytes of RAM, scored slightly higher, just over 1200 points in the single core and over 3300 points in the multi-core. Key difference likely due to variation between test runs, right? When you run these benchmark testings, they're not always the same. They're close, but not always the same. The internals between the two models are essentially the same, right? So it should score basically the same points. Now, these are on Android 15, as I mentioned. Believe it's going to launch with Nothing OS 3.1. Now, with these scores, just for a quick reference, I was like, you know what? Those scores kind of sound familiar. I think I got a device that ran something similar. And I was like, oh, it's a Pixel. So for quick reference, my Pixel 9 Pro X scored 1385 in a single core and 4551 in multi-core. Now, that's with the Google Tensor G4 CPU. But again, just to compare and contrast, the Pixel 9 Pro XL finds a $1,200 phone with a storage upgrade, and the phone 3A is going to be $400. And I know the single core is almost the same. Multi-core, you get a little better with the Tensor, but for something that's for the Nothing phone that's like a third of the price, can't beat it. So performance should be right about the same, right?